to work after being let down so many times. You need this one thing to go right. Hello, I'm really awkward with intro, so I'm just gonna skip that part. But if my makeup and clothes, or at least shirt and hair, look familiar from another video, it's because I'm filming this one right after I filmed that one because I'm at a hotel all alone. For right now, okay, that kind of sounded like a song. But yeah, there's a cool background and no one around, and my camera's kind of tilted and that's messing me up, so I'm gonna fix that now. Okay, I feel much better now. But yeah, so I thought I would film a few videos while I was here, and one that I really wanted to get done, at least in time for Father's Day, with a pretty good background and like setup, because it's kind of important to me, is one about if you don't really have a dad or you don't want a dad for Father's Day. Basically, if you have daddy issues, if you have questions about daddy issues, if you don't know what daddy issues are like, yeah, I asked on my Twitter and Instagram for people to ask me questions about what they have for questions that for people with daddy issues, and no one responded. Yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about what it's like to have daddy issues, because I don't think a lot of people actually know. They're like, oh yeah, she sleeps around, she must have daddy issues. Oh, she's a bitch, she must have daddy issues. And like, yeah, maybe they do, but like, so what? That's no reason to look down on them. And everyone with daddy issues is different. Like, every person is different. How you react to having a shitty father is different from person to person. And if, depending on what daddy issues you have or how your father's involved in your life, makes it different. My father's technically involved in my life, not emotionally at all. He pretty much ignored me when I was younger. He was always working. I thought it was just because he was working and he didn't have time, but yeah, I guess he didn't really like me all that much. I'm kind of like the weird one, so is my brother. He had kids before he met my mom, and they're like the normal ones. They don't have any mental illness, they don't have any developmental disorders, they are normal, and he likes them a lot more. Yeah, and so that's basically it. Like, we don't get along. I'm all for having friends with different opinions. I think it would be very boring if everyone had the same opinion, but some people take it to a whole other level, like my father. He refuses to ever admit he is wrong or any other viewpoint is even remotely correct. And when it comes to politics, he's very he's like that. And yeah, when he supports someone who basically says some girls deserve to get, not deserve to get raped, but like they allow themselves because they're rich, or like you can grab them by the pussy, or like people that say like, that agree that people, LGBTQ plus people, should be sent to basically be tortured when your own daughter is bisexual. That's kind of hurtful, and like, even if we try to talk to him about it, it's very much like he's right and we have to see his viewpoint, or we're wrong, or mother's brainwashing us. And yeah, so me and my dad don't really love each other. I'm pretty much cool with it at this point. Like, I've come to accept it. Not everyone has a close relationship with their dad. It's fine. But it does still affect me, and it affects the way that I connect with people. Mainly people of the opposite sex. So like, when you say, yeah, she sleeps around, she must have daddy issues, she's a bitch, she must have daddy issues, yeah, that might be right, because like, if I see a guy, I like him, I think he's cute, he's automatically off the table. Like, I tell myself, like, don't you dare care about him, because he will not care about you. He does not like you. He will use you, and then he'll just like dump you aside. He won't care about you. Like, a father's one responsibility, one job as a father, is to love you. And if your own father can't do that, then why should some random guy do it. Like, it doesn't matter. If he tells you he loves you, if he says he understands, if he says that he'll always be there for you, he won't, because your father wasn't, so no man will be. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Someone who is supposed to love you doesn't. So why would someone who's not supposed to ever love you? And like, you don't, there's not, like, you can't ever imagine having a guy love you and care about you, because it never happened. Like, someone who was supposed to do that didn't. And so you can't even imagine what it's like. Like, you see girls with their fathers and like loving their fathers, and like, you can't even imagine what that's like. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like seeing a really complicated math problem that you don't know how to solve, that you don't even know how to do the steps. Like, it doesn't make sense. And so that's what it's like. It doesn't make sense that any guy would like you or love you. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, if someone is a bitch to you, if someone doesn't believe that you love them or will always be there for them, then they probably actually don't believe that. And it's not your fault. Like, a guy could tell me 100 times he loves me, he's there for me, he'll always be there for me. It won't matter. Like, I won't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that guy would always be there for me, because my dad never was. He would like contribute money, but that's it. He was never there for me emotionally. He never asked how my day was. He never like took me out one-on-one. He never like got to know me. He doesn't know who I am. And so yeah, you kind of just like assume all guys are like that. And about like the sluttiness, like, I don't know that. I can't relate to that, but like, sometimes you just, even though you think you know that a guy would never love you, you still want him to, because like, you want a father figure, you want someone to take care of you and to love you. And so like, sometimes you'll try to find that anywhere you can, even if it's not good. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't sleep with that guy, but he once complimented you, so he must care about you. It's like two opposite ends of the spectrum. Some people are like one way, some people are the other, some people are both. Like, I go back and forth. Not like sleeping with people, but like wanting to impress people, wanting to make people happy, like thinking, if I compliment him enough, if I do this right or do this right or whatever, then he'll like me, and then everything will be okay, because this one person likes me, everything else will be okay. It won't. Like, I logically know that, but emotions are a lot louder than logic. And so like, emotionally, I think if this one person likes me, everything will be fine. My daddy issues will go away. Nothing wrong will happen. And then you do everything you can to make everything right, and then it's still not right. Like, your father still hates you, you still hate your father, everything's messed up, and like, it doesn't matter, but you want it to work. So you'll do everything you can to make it work. No matter what it is, if it's a romantic relationship, sexual relationship, platonic relationship, anything, you want it to work. You need it to work. After being let down so many times, you need this one thing to go right. It's like, that's basically it. I think that's like the main like misconception about daddy issues, are like the main thing people think about. But like, yeah, that's like the best I can explain it. It's like, it's really confusing, because you can be like on opposite ends of the spectrum, and like, you don't always realize it. Sometimes like, you'll be in denial about it, and then one day you'll realize that, oh yeah, me and my father don't have a relationship, and you'll question everything, and everything will change, which is what happened to me. And like, sometimes your father is there but not emotionally, sometimes he's not there at all, sometimes he's not there at all by choice, and sometimes he's not there at all not by choice, and like, everyone is so different. So if you want to share your daddy issues, share them in the comments below. I will try to reply. And yeah, please, yeah, that's it. or if you have any more questions about daddy issues or suggestions for videos, because I am uncreative and daddy issues only last so long. Yeah.